Hey guys, and welcome to today's episode. I'm really excited about this episode because I will be talking about a Japanese philosophy called wabi sabi. Maybe you've heard of this philosophy or concept before, maybe you haven't, but I will be breaking it all down for you today by explaining what it means, the three principles of wabi sabi, and how you can apply wabi sabi in your life. Hi, I'm Vanessa Torres, and welcome to my podcast. Over the years, I've navigated through the highs and lows of life, rebuilt my life alongside my husband and two daughters when we left beautiful British Columbia and had to start from scratch in search of a better life for our family. I've struggled to find my own identity outside of being a wife and a mother. And like me, there's so many of us that are trying to find our purpose, have a voice, and simply try to be the best versions of ourselves. Join me on this journey to discover and become that woman you can be proud of. We'll peel back the curtains and discuss topics on lifestyle, marriage, motherhood, walking in our faith, and what it takes to reach the other side of fear, and so much more. Think of me as your girl having a glass of wine and deep diving on meaningful, raw, and unscripted conversations. This is the place where you can be fierce, bold, and unapologetic. This is That Woman Podcast. The way I came across this concept was actually through interior design. So let me explain. I've always loved interior design and I love learning. So a few years back, I looked into different styles of home decor, such as mid-century modern, contemporary, modern farmhouse, etc. And while I was researching these types of home decorating styles, I came across a Japanese home aesthetic and lifestyle that is often used called wabi sabi. The word wabi refers to recognizing the beauty and simplicity, things that are imperfect and have flaws. Sabi refers to the beauty in the way all things grow, age, decay, and impermanence. At its core, wabi sabi emphasizes a strong connection to nature. It focuses on the present and values humility, modesty, and authenticity. So I started thinking that this wabi sabi philosophy doesn't just have to be applied in terms of home decor, but you could really study the three principles and incorporate them into your daily life. So the first principle is acceptance of imperfection. And boy, is this needed in this day and age. There is a toxic social media culture where things appear to be perfect and symmetrical. We have Photoshop, we have filters now, Botox, fillers, you name it. Now, I am not going to be sitting over here pretending to be high and mighty like I'm not guilty of using filters or Botox. I'm not here to talk about whether that's wrong or right. I just want to bring attention to the fact that we can get sucked into these things due to the outer influences. And the danger lies in us building a dependence on these filters or fillers because without them, we feel like we can't measure up and we want to erase any trace of imperfection. By learning to embrace our imperfections, we are accepting that as an individual, we have such an incredible value because we were all created uniquely and authentically. You can actually put this into practice by standing in front of a mirror, and I want you to try your hardest to not think about the things you see that you don't like. Because as humans, we've been almost conditioned growing up, again, due to outer influences, due to social media, due to the culture and how everybody speaks and what's trending. And so we've been conditioned to almost not think good of ourselves. So I don't want you to do this. I want you to stand in the mirror, try your hardest, like I said, not to think about the things that you see you don't like. And I want you to be mindful and focus on finding those unique quirks that make you you. Maybe there's a beauty mark you have. Study the shape of your eyes or the shape of your face. Do you have any wrinkles showing? That's okay. Personally, for me, I love the wrinkles I get around my eyes. I remember being in my 20s and feeling so afraid of turning 30 because I felt like that made me so old. and it somehow was going to hinder me from feeling like I could live my life. And I could not have been more wrong. I've absolutely loved my 30s, way more than my 20s, for sure. And I slowly began to develop a sense of respect and appreciation for the changes in my body, for my wrinkles. Fine lines and wrinkles are a sign of wisdom, a sign of maturity, and a sign of growth. And it's not only those unique physical traits that make you you, it's also the interior, what's inside, your qualities, your personality. You can write down a list of all the qualities that make you different from everyone else, even the things that you may think are not good. For example, maybe you think of yourself as someone that's too nice or a pushover, but in reality, you are someone who's very patient, very empathetic, and very kind. Or perhaps you're someone who's always making jokes and it might give the impression that you can't take things seriously or you're too loud. But what it could really mean is you have a great sense of humor and you are able to connect with people and make them laugh and maybe turn around their day. So the first principle is accept your imperfections. The second principle is the appreciation of transience. Wabi Sabi teaches us that nothing lasts forever and there are natural cycles for everything in life, like birth, growth, and death. I immediately think of the scene in The Lion King where Mufasa is teaching Simba about the circle of life, how everything has its beginning and its end, and how we're all connected. By understanding this principle, we can learn to appreciate things as they are and in the moment. It's also a reminder to let go, letting go of attachments, especially to material things. We are living in a world where your value is measured by the things that you own, and that should really not matter because when our time comes, it's not going to matter how many cars you owned. It's not going to matter how many houses you had or how many designer watches you collected or designer purses. You can't take any of it with you. And what will matter the most is the type of person you were at your core. What will matter will be the things you did to go above and beyond for others and how you made them feel. It's also about letting go of regret, living in the past, and letting go of resentment. You've all heard me talk a lot about prayer and meditation, and it really is important that we make time to think about what's in our heart. Are you holding on to something? Are you holding on to something someone did to you in the past and you haven't forgiven yet? Are you holding on to anger? Are you holding on to hurt? What is stopping you from moving forward and being able to be at peace? Let this be your reminder to begin working on that. Because the longer you hold on to the things that hurt you, the longer you can truly enjoy life, be at peace, and be present. The last principle of Wabi Sabi is connection to nature. If we really stop to take a look around, we can develop a sense of awe, wonder, and a sense of respect and reverence for our planet. This world was created to achieve balance and harmony, and sadly, we take that for granted. Whenever I am in need of making a tough decision, or I want a moment to be by myself and reflect, I like to retreat to my happy place. Coincidentally, my happy place and the places where I feel most at peace and where I feel like I can gain the most clarity have always been a place in nature. Personally, I've always been drawn to the water, and therefore, when I get the opportunity to go to a lake or a beach, I really just want to soak it all in, figuratively and physically. I love to sit there and just stare out into the water, observe the waves, and I just forget about the time. I can't describe that feeling and connection I feel to something so magnificent and great. And maybe for you, it might be the mountains. It might be going on a hike and listening to the birds sing. inhaling the fresh scents of the trees, or even just sitting outside in the nighttime and staring out at the moon and enjoying the solitude. Whatever that might look like for you, I think it's worth stepping away from distractions and finding the time to surround yourself with nature, because you might not realize how incredibly healing it can be. Some other ways you can incorporate wabi sabi into your life can be by decluttering your home and decluttering your workspace, appreciating handmade or vintage items. So we don't always need to fill our homes with the latest gadgets just because it looks good or it's trending on TikTok. And practicing mindfulness, appreciating the value and beauty of each experience we encounter. Aside from wabi sabi being a Japanese aesthetic and cultural philosophy, it really emphasizes and teaches the values of having simplicity in our lives, embracing the imperfect, and understanding the time you have on earth is a gift and tomorrow is not promised. So live without regrets and learn to cherish each experience and each moment and apply these principles for personal growth and building your relationship with others. Thank you again for joining me in today's quick episode. If you really think this could help someone or benefit someone, don't forget to share it. Please tag me on Instagram, follow the show, and leave a review. I would love if you could take 2 minutes out of your time to just leave a quick review. It would help me out so much. And thank you to everyone that continues to support me in this new adventure, as I call it. And as always, continue striving to be that woman you can be proud of. I'll see you guys in the next episode. We finished already? Where did the time go? If you want more, be sure to follow this podcast so you can receive new episodes right when they're released. I'm curious, what was your biggest takeaway from this episode? What resonated with you the most? I'd love for you to let me know by leaving a review. Reviews let this platform know that amazing listeners like you enjoy the show. You can also come hang out with me on Instagram at Miss Vanessa Torres or at that.womanpodcast. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week.